Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Six in Paris. This is going to be another anthology movie. I was expecting a lot more from this movie than it was all hyped up to be. I happen to like the shorts from Godard and Truffaut much more than their feature films. So I was hoping for the best. This is going to be six short films from so-called new wave directors from France in the mid 60s. Um, by this time, French new wave had seen a dip in popularity, with the exception of maybe Godard. And a lot of movies didn't get released, but then it started to pick up popularity after this movie came out in 65. Um, there's a lot of bonus material on this disc. From the producer talks about how the new wave uh, was trying to innovate cinema by using lightweight cameras to go around Paris. Many of the buildings don't exist anymore, and so it's kind of like a time capsule, I guess. But that doesn't really impress me too much because what he was talking about, getting a 16 millimeter camera that can convert to 35 millimeter, required a technician to be around constantly, and therefore was not economically feasible. So he decided to just do six short films instead of six feature films, which he wanted to do, and just combined it into one movie. And he blew it up into 35 millimeter later on. So, kind of some interesting backstory behind this. But when I watched it, I gave it 2 out of 5 stars overall. I thought most of the vignettes were kind of lame. Even Godard's was lame, uh, despite the plot twist ending. Um, the first one's about Canadian Blondie sleeping with some Frenchy dude who happens to be impersonating another guy. So he dumps her, and then she goes to art class, sees him butt naked, quite literally, and she storms off with some other Frenchy dude who who happens to be the guy that he was impersonating, her her former boyfriend's uh, doppelganger, I guess. And yeah, I didn't particularly care for that one. Uh, the much better one, which isn't saying much, is the second feature with a couple arguing. The gal thinks the mystery's over once they get married, and she reminds me a lot of the wife in Combat Shock. She's just annoying. She complains that their apartment is has construction going on. The trucks are making noise at like 4 a.m. in the morning, which also happens to be the time that I wake up nowadays. Now that I got my old desk job back from last year, and anyways, so she's complaining to the guy about this, that, and the other, a lot of stupid things, and Then she storms off to work. She meets a stranger guy who's totally whacked out of his mind, and he does something crazy at the end. I don't want to spoil it. I already spoiled the first one, but I think the third one is about a prostitute and some Frenchy guy. He's got a suit on, and he's all buttoned up in his suit while he's sitting down eating dinner with this prostitute. She's quite a character, and I think they stole one of the scenes in The Graduate where she's like showing her legs or something. And then the next one is about some guy who's walking around a historic part of France that nobody pays attention to except for tourists. And it's a weird kind of street where there's like 12 avenues that you have to cross, but the street lights only flash for a second and the cars are whizzing by. So it's a challenge as a pedestrian to cross the street. So he gets in a fight with his umbrella with some drunk dude on the street, and he thinks he kills the guy. And then he starts running across these 12 avenues, like playing chicken with the cars and stuff. And the last one is it's just totally weird. I thought it was funny in parts, though. It had a lot of black humor to it. These upper class families constantly yelling at each other, and this kid has I don't know. It's like one minute he's at the dinner table, and the next minute he's in his room listening to all this shouting and bad editing in this one. But I don't know if it's supposed to be like a dream sequence or what. It just doesn't make sense to me. But in any case, it was funny when the father stuck out his tongue to his wife, and she falls down the stairs almost like in a cartoon, and she's got blood all over her, and she's like mumbling some weird stuff. It's, it's like something out of a cult movie, but I don't know. I thought the second one was the best. The rest were kind of lame, especially the one where the guy thinks he killed the drunk. That had to be the worst one. The best one had to be the fighting couple and the stranger dude. That was just totally unexpected ending, and great ending to that one. Um, so yeah, I was expecting a lot more, though. I thought it was going to be similar to some of the Truffaut Godard early short films. I was mistaken, and regrettably, Truffaut wasn't one of the directors in this one. So yeah, if you want to see a much better anthology, check out Tokyo. That one's way better than this, and I got a lot more Godard stuff coming up. I'm working overtime at my job. I haven't been able to check my mailbox for Netflix stuff, but I don't know. I just returned one, so I guess I'll pick it up on Thursday. I won't work overtime Thursday. I'll just say I got too much stuff to do, and I wanted to make more money, but I got to have my Netflix. That's where I draw the line. So yeah, I'll probably leave Thursday like half an hour earlier than normal, and I'll probably lose a half an hour of overtime. But yeah, I gotta actually, I could probably scale it down to 15 minutes now that I think of it, because it's kind of on the way to my son's dungeon with his grumpy grandma. So yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll just leave 3:45 instead of 4, and I'll go straight to the post office, which is on the way to San Mateo anyway, and just do it that way. That should work. Um, Gotta think of a clever subterfuge where I can maximize the most overtime, pick up my Netflix movies at the same time. So I won't be able to get the third disc until Friday, though. So maybe I'll do the same thing on Friday. Anyways, I might lose a half an hour of overtime anyway. But oh wait, Friday I have to work. I don't have my son, so yeah. Anyways, try to think of some clever ways to get my Netflix while I'm working 3 jobs. One of which is overtime. And what else can I say about this disc? It's got the bonus features with the producer. I guess there's an editor and some scraggly bearded pseudo intellectual guy commenting on all 6 of the short films in this one. So all this is better than um, all of the Godard movies that I've seen over the last couple weeks. Still, I was expecting more, so kind of disappointing, but at the same time, it was much better than the crap that I've been watching from Godard. It's like his 4 hour TV movie that had some crazy perverse kind of stuff in it, and then detective with the gal and the hairy armpits. She didn't really see much of her though. That movie was awful. And then I come across this disc and it's a little bit better, but that's not saying much. Um, like I said, the second short film was all right. The rest were kind of bad or terrible. Hence the 2 out of 5 stars overall. So yeah, not a great disc. I'd say don't check it out. But if you do check it out, skip to the second short film. Uh, the DVD menu does give the option to select each film rather than going through the whole shebang. And so there's that. There's a bunch of uninteresting kind of art house trailers on this disc as well. So that's about it. I mean, that's the end of my review. Laters.